Welcome back to Movie Pause, the channel where we fetch the greatest stories ever told and give them a furry twist. Today, we're wagging our tails for a time-traveling adventure that's so good. It's barking mad. Get ready for Back to the Fur Tour. Our story kicks off in the bustling, magical dog park of Hill Valley. Picture this, a world where fire hydrants never run out and every squirrel is just a little too slow. Here, we meet our hero, Marty McFluff, a golden retriever puppy with more cool than a frozen doggy treat. He's cruising through the park, or at least trying to, on his trusty squeaky toy skateboard, trying to impress the local pups. Life is pretty sweet for Marty, but it's about to get a whole lot weirder. Every hero needs a quirky sidekick, and Marty's is one for the history books. Enter Doc Brownie, an eccentric terrier with fur so wild it looks like he has had a run-in with a static-filled balloon. Doc is a certified genius, always tinkering with strange contraptions made of chew toys and old tennis balls. He calls Marty over to his secret lab, a souped-up dog crate hidden behind the big oak tree with an urgent bark. Doc Brownie is practically vibrating with excitement. He unveils his masterpiece, his magnum opus, the invention that will change dogkin forever, a time-traveling doghouse. It's a magnificent creation, retrofitted with blinking lights and whirring gears, all powered by a single, mysterious glowing bone humming with otherworldly energy. Doc calls it the DeepHolorian. Now, as with all great scientific breakthroughs, the first test run is a bit chaotic. Doc Brownie is explaining the complex physics of temporal displacement, something about 1 to 1 gigawatts of power. When disaster strikes, the park's resident bully, a tough-as-nails bulldog puppy named Biff Tuggins, comes stomping over. Looking for trouble, Biff tries to snatch the glowing bone, causing a scuffle. In the ensuing pandemonium of barks and yips, the doghouse activates with a flash of light and a loud squeak. Marty McFluff, trying to get the bone back, stumbles inside just as the door slams shut. Before he can even let out a confused whimper, he's zapped out of existence, leaving behind nothing but a faint scent of puppy shampoo and adventure. When the spinning stops and the light fades, Marty pushes open the door to a world that's both familiar and totally strange. The dog park is still Hill Valley, but everything looks different. The squeaky toys are bigger, the collars are brighter, and the hairstyles on the poodles are just wow. A calendar pinned to the park bulletin board confirms his fears. He has traveled back to the 1980s. The air is filled with the sounds of synth pop and the scent of hairspray. This old-school dog park is a whole new ball game, and Marty is completely lost. He soon bumps into a much younger, much less confident version of his own dad, a shy golden retriever named George McFluff, and that's when the real trouble begins. In his confusion, Marty accidentally interrupts the very moment his future parents were supposed to meet for the first time. He watches in horror as his mom-to-be, a sweet collie named Lorraine Barks, gives a flirtatious tail wag not to his dad, but to him. He's messed with the past, and now he's starting to feel a little transparent. His paw is fading. Marty has to fix this, and fast, or he'll be erased from existence forever. He needs to make his parents fall in love. Luckily, the perfect opportunity is just around the corner. The annual Enchantment Under the Sea themed doggy paddling contest. It's the biggest social event of the year, where all the coolest pups will be. This is where his parents were originally supposed to have their first boop on the nose, sealing their destiny. But there's a big, slobbery obstacle in his way, a younger, even more obnoxious Biff Tuggins. Biff has his eye on Lorraine and plans to ruin George's chances. Marty realizes he not only has to play matchmaker, but he also has to teach his timid father how to stand up for himself and win the girl. The climax of our story is pure, high-stakes canine chaos. The night of the paddling contest arrives. The pool is decorated with plastic coral and floating fish toys. George, coached by Marty, is trying to work up the courage to ask Lorraine for a boop, but Biff keeps interfering, splashing water and stealing tennis balls. Marty knows he needs a distraction. Seeing his chance, he grabs the contest's grand prize, a giant, golden squeaky chicken, and leads Biff on a wild chase all around the park. The chase is epic, weaving through agility tunnels, over seesaws, and under picnic tables, while Biff is occupied. George finally confronts his fears. He protects Lorraine from Biff's returning goons, and in a moment of pure movie magic, they share their first perfect boop right under the disco ball. Yes, history is back on track. Marty's paw is solid again. But Marty's journey isn't over. He still needs to get back to his own time. He remembers Doc Brownie's frantic barks about the park's clock tower, which is due to be struck by lightning at precisely 10:04 p.m. That's the jolt of energy he needs to power up the DePaulorian. With seconds to spare, and with help from a past version of Doc Brownie, he hooks up the doghouse. As the lightning strikes the clock tower, a massive surge of energy courses through the system. The glowing bone shines brighter than ever, and with a final, triumphant bark, Marty McFluff vanishes in a flash of blue light, racing back to the fur tour. He arrives back in his own time, tumbling out of the doghouse right in the middle of Hill Valley Park. Everything looks the same, but better. His dad is more confident, his mom is even happier, and Biff Tuggins? He's now politely waxing his dad's squeaky skateboard. Marty's trip to the past didn't just save his own existence. It made life better for everyone. What a ride! This tale of time-traveling pups shows that with a little courage and a lot of heart, you can fix any mistake. Thanks for watching Movie Pause. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next furry feature. See you next time.